Hi, my name is Paul Psolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center and ivymasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 3, Section 4, number 16, which reads, graphs of the function f and g are shown in the xy plane above. For which of the following values of x does f of x plus g of x equal 0? So, you can see that there's a graph up above. The only important information here is really the question itself. And so in order to tackle this question, one thing that you need to know is what is meant by f of x plus g of x equals 0. And before you even know that, let's say we have f of negative 5. What does that mean? Well, if we look at the f of x graph, which is the smiley face, the graph that opens up, if we go to where x is negative 5, you usually say f of x. Here we say f of negative 5, so negative 5 is replaced to x, so we want to go to where x equals negative 5. So we go back negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and then we go up to the y value, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like f of negative 5 is about 7. And so if we went to g of negative 5, that's actually off the chart. So that's not going to be our answer. So if we go to f of negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we follow it up to the graph, we find that f of negative 4 is right here. So f of negative 4 is 2. Okay. If we go to g of negative 4, negative 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we go down, we see that that's still off the chart. So what we're doing here, as much as anything else, is we're doing a little drill just so you get used to seeing what f of something equals, what g of something equals. Let's say f of negative 3. If we go back 1, 2, 3, f of negative 3, it's about negative a half. And if we go to f of negative 1, 2, if we go to g of negative 3, it's right around there as well. It's about negative 1.25. Now when I add those up, I get negative 1.75, so that's not going to be my answer. If we look at f of negative 2, so you go to where x is negative 2, we find that f of negative 2 is right here. So it's right at that intersection. F of negative 2 equals, and it is negative 2. Because the y is negative 2, where the x is negative 2 there. Let's look at g of negative 2. So again, I'm going to my x being negative 2, and then I'm following it up to the graph for the g of x, which is the spot right here. And you can see that that is positive 2. So here we have it right here. If f of negative 2 equals negative 2 and g of negative 2 equals positive 2, then negative 2 plus positive 2 will give you that 0. So what's your x value there? It's negative 2 for both the f of x and g of x. So for the value of x when it's negative 2, that's where f of x plus g of x equals 0. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has trouble with function questions, or you could tag them in the comments so they get the message. If there's any question you'd like to see from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, post that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.